Okay, so today we're watching Double O, but before we get into it, I just want to say one thing. If you're mad at what I'm saying or you don't like it, you need to realize that I'm speaking from a judge's perspective about cheer routines. I'm not just mindlessly bashing athletes. 90% of what I'm critiquing is the choreography. And I'm doing this so that athletes or coaches or choreographers in our industry can maybe learn a little bit more about how a judge views routines, because this just isn't talked about enough and educated on enough. And it's honestly, this is what goes on in our head. I've been a tumbling judge, a building judge, and an overall judge, and I actively judge on the world scorecard, the open scorecard, and the united scorecard. So obviously these are all incredibly talented teams and choreographers, but I'm just sharing those little moments that I might improve. I don't need to spend 2.5 minutes talking about how amazing the team is. We're about to watch an amazing team, Top Gun Double O, but you already know they're amazing. So I want to talk about those little moments that could maybe be improved. All right, so let's get into it. Top Gun Double O, you already know how it is. I'm gonna tell you how it is. Let's get started. Opening up the routine with 8 beautiful 2-man rewinds with kick double dismounts. Already, you know I'm gonna stop it. This transition out of this stunt is unacceptable. Y'all, we need choreography. That's a half an 8 count of just straight walking. Now we're getting back into it. Now we're going into standing 1 to whip dubs. Looks like we had 2 that did 2 to dubs, but great tumbling passes. Yes, round off hand dubs by the ladies. Yeah, that is a beautiful utilization of the male uniforms and female uniforms, doing the 2 different passes, giving us 2 very different visuals. Yes, we love this stunt section. Beautiful transition. And into our co-eds, unassisted, great job. Yep, and going into standing fulls. I would have liked to see a little bit of a more interesting formation change into those standing fulls, but overall, I'm not upset about it. Beautiful 2-man stunts. We have a good formation change here. Looks like we're gonna go body to body, high to high. Beautiful. And a roll off. Yes. And a little bit slow here, but these are difficult stunts, so we're not gonna discredit that. And here we go, some creative. We had a pyramid structure. Very pretty, going into our baskets. This is one of those moments where they say, just take that little moment. I know almost everyone was being used, but that back squat in the center group could have given us a little face, a little motion, just turned around to greet us. Anything like that. Amazing jumps. I love the way they paid attention to the male and female uniforms that are being used in that jump formation to create a cohesive visual. They didn't mix them in. It was symmetrical. That was beautifully done. We have a good bridge here into our pyramid section. Okay, so going into these rewinds to this first structure, I don't love this visual actually. It felt a little bit congested in the beginning. And then our center flyer here in the middle, I would have loved to see some choreography when those groups were moving out and he was standing there by himself. But overall, looks like good flow to the pyramid. I really like the skill building for this team. They're doing an excellent job. I mean, just the overall use of those 2-man stunts throughout the routine really contributes to the stunt difficulty. This routine gave off cleanliness, it gave difficulty. I will say that it didn't give a lot of flashy choreography, but the creativity really came through on the formations. It was very strategic, and the confidence on the floor, so great job.